for the next like 36 hours, I was in pain. My stomach, right where all my problems have been, I really hurt. I slept and I slept and I hurt and I slept. And then I passed a lot of stuff, and no more problems.
Hey, Janna, thank you so much for coming and spending time with me today.
You're very welcome.
So can you just start off by telling us a little bit about your health history before you found QHS?
Yes, it's kind of been all over the place. I grew up pretty healthy. Trying to think. I guess one of the main things that happened to me was after I'd had my third child, for whatever reason, I was given some medicine. I was having an upset stomach. I was given some medicine. It was called Lincocin, and it tore up my whole intestinal tract. I was teaching school at the time, and I said, I have to go home. I don't feel good. I had what I thought was the runs. I thought I had a flu, and it was nothing but blood coming out. And then I passed out on the bathroom floor, and nobody else was in the house. But luckily, a neighbor saw I was home, just came to see what I was doing, and found me and took me to the hospital. And I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. And it was pretty nasty. And they said, you'll never eat normally again. And I said, not true. Not true.
Good for you. Good for you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was told I was supposed to have a thyroid surgery. And I walked out of the surgeon's office and said, not coming back to you. And I never did. No, I don't have a perfect thyroid, but it's been with me all my life. So anyway, that's kind of where it started. And then over the years, I've had some issues, with like constipation, other things because of the injuries. And then I had probably 2 or 3 intestinal surgeries. And at one time they removed part of my intestines. And that's where it all began, though, when I was much younger.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I'd say, is one of the major things for me. I've had some falls, major breakage, ankle, leg, steel plates, screws, that whole thing, both legs. So, but that's more of I don't see that as like an illness thing. It's more of a stupid thing. Break stuff.
Was it an accident? Like you just kind of tripped and...
Yes. So anyway, muddle along in life and have a large family. And I remember I used to tune into Cynthia when she was with Carden, and we were looking at the RV. This was back 2012. And so, I kind of knew she was in the background. And in the meantime, I'm very interested in alternative energy, really alternative energy. So I have my own inventions. And a dear, dear friend of mine who died last year, he was involved with research that was going on out in the desert in California, which was stopped by the government, but it was teleportation. And
nice.
He gave me drawings and information. I still have them, of the designs of what they did and what they used. And I know that's one thing I'm going to do once I can get back to my real me. So yeah, that's me. And that's how I found Cynthia again, because I thought, QHS. I was already familiar with QFS and what that involved, quantum. I wonder what QHS is. And found Cynthia again. I thought, oh, well, that must be okay. She's always
I
been
know her.
so that's how I came to QHS.
Nice. And when was that?
A year ago, end of April, May, early May.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the first.
Yeah.
Nice. And how has being with QHS, having one of the devices, how has it helped you health-wise?
First time I got it, for the next like 36 hours, I was in pain. My stomach, right where all my problems have been, I really hurt. I slept and I slept and I hurt and I slept. And then I passed a lot of stuff into the toilet and no more problems.
Whoa. So you just had a complete Herxheimer reaction.
Yes. Yes. And it just cleansed it all out. And I have not had a problem since.
Wow.
So that was pretty amazing. And then since then, it's been little things that have no pain at all. You know, the typical aches and pains I don't have. And I am the big 80.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. You look amazing.
Yeah, I want to get rid of all these wrinkles.
Pretty soon.
I know. I'm really looking forward to that.
You're 80. Wow. Look at how vibrant you are. I mean, that to me is pretty incredible. Have you always felt this vibrant, or did the device also help you with some energy and stamina?
I've always been pretty into stuff, excited with stuff. My work took me all over the place, fascinating stuff. So yeah, I'd say that's been part of my life. Now, I will admit, through COVID, no shot, won't wear masks. Isolation was not good for me at all. You know, that whole series of events. Yes, I still had, you know, phone calls, people, wonderful husband. But I don't know why, with that separation, that not being able to go where I wanted, do what I wanted, fly where I wanted, was horrible for me.
I know why, because we are a social community. We're like a tribe, you know, like a pack animal. And there's research that shows that the people who live the longest, healthiest lives have a close relationship with family and friends and a strong sense of community. So shutting people down was very damaging.
Yeah, very.
So that makes total sense. So, can you tell us a little bit about like the fun stuff? You said you created something that was like alternative health.
You know, I've had a very interesting life, I think.
I would love one of those water things because we have black algae in our pool. And last summer they put so much chlorine to try to kill it. And you know, then that's going into our body, right? And now this summer, I'm like, we have to redo our whole pool, but we can't afford it. And so I'm like, I need to find another solution because I love my pool. It's, you know, where I can zone out on Sunday and.
Yep. Well, I'll think about it because, you know, it's been coming more to the surface again that, yeah, I maybe need to get back into doing things. Because in the meantime, I've got 10 children. And so between that and 9 grandchildren and, you know, et cetera, that keeps me pretty busy.
You are blessed.
Yeah.
So basically what I'm hearing you say is that being with QHS had you just release all of the stored past in that was in your intestines and just clear you out and make you feel just back to being really amazing?
Not about really amazing. It's taken me a while to get through the tiredness. Maybe it's lethargy, that I just felt like I couldn't do it anymore. And so it's taken a while to build this energy back up, helping in the back office and other things, with QHS. I think that's helped.
Okay.
As well as having 24 hours a day, I have the device with me. And so does my husband. So it's been, that I would say has helped me clear through this whole thing.
So, that's another thing that makes sense to me, because you are working and helping, that keeps you busy. They say that when people retire, they no longer feel that need to be needed. And so by you participating and helping, I bet that's, giving you that feedback loop.
Yeah, definitely. Because I'm right up until COVID, I was a first responder with disasters, going out to major disasters. Yes, I just really, really missed the work. As I see now, disaster everywhere. It's like, I really wish I could go help. But that's another thing. One of my daughters on the counter side, she just had a baby like 7 months ago. And so that's when I started to work more with QHS, helping them behind the scenes, doing things, And she was like, "What are you doing that for? You retired. What are you doing that for?" And I said, "I just need to be part of this. I'm so impressed with what's going on and what is happening." I think she gets it now, but initially she was, "You have a new grandchild. This was where your importance is." Well, yeah, it is. But also mama needs some input, brain input.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you were being a first responder in your 70s?
Yes.
Good for you. That's a great story. So now you have all this life experience, all this wisdom, knowledge, lessons learned, and now you get a do-over, right? In a few weeks, we get to go through the Q arc, and you're going to come out in this 30-year-old body with all fresh, all new. What are you going to do with the second chance?
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? Yes. And I really believe it will happen, so must have been geared for this time, to stay alive this time, so that I can be part of this whole huge changeover that's occurring on the planet. Yes. Well, I've already said I will go back to, some of the inventions and designs. I really want to keep doing that. I really want to move forward what's going on with QHS, still be a part of that, very much so. I'd like to travel again. I love to travel. I've traveled all around the world, and COVID just sort of smack. So I want to, because I've got family overseas, I want to go visit. That's
what
on
country?
my list.
Because I hear an accent. What's your accent? I hear a little accent.
British.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so most of my family is still over there, so I'd like to go visit them. I have a lot of plans. Yeah.
Does that excite you?
Yes. Yes.
Now, is there anything you're going to do different than you did on your first round? Like, because of the wisdom that you've gained, is there anything you're going to do different?
Yes. I think he is helping with that too, to be a little more thoughtful up here, because I tend to be very trusting and go through life with, which is good and bad. So this has helped a lot, and I've learned a lot. Things that I know now, I would not repeat. I hope I won't repeat.
Does this excite you? Being able to have this second chance. I mean, to me, it's like, oh my gosh, like, I get to do this over. It's like how people have these near-death experiences and they come
I've
back and
had
they
one of
go,
those. Yes. Yes. Had one of
oh,
those.
okay.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Oh, let me see. How old was I? My first one was when I was about 12. And I found myself, I was in a dentist's office, and I found myself floating up in the ceiling. It was one of these old buildings, with the tall ceilings, watching him, whatever he was doing with my teeth, with my mouth. But I've always been that I cannot take a lot of meds, which is a blessing, because he must have given me too much gas, whatever he used to knock me out. And he was trying to bring me back. One thing I will say, the feeling as you slam back into your body is not fun. Not fun. It felt like everything was so tight compared to floating. That was great. And again, when I had the problem with my intestines, and I think some of my things are that I do night travel, real night travel.
I'm aware of that. I can feel my re-entry, but I'm not aware of when I'm away.
Okay. There's, I think I've been very blessed that I can communicate both sides. I don't do a lot of that. I noticed that in some of the questionnaire that they did the other day, it's like, oh, that's not my territory. Oh, those are not my videos or my movies. But it's okay. I still muddle along with what I do. No one else. But I am, yes, very excited. Very excited. It's unbelievable to me sometimes, but I'm thinking, what are other people going to think? What are all my family going to think? Some of them, like my sisters, have no idea. And they are second jab, very different. So I don't know.
So does that bother you, knowing that they might look at you differently? Because it does.
Yes.
Do you think they'll go, well, I want to do that. How can sign me up?
Yes. They will. But I think initially they'll say, well, how'd you get involved with that? And they should know, because my sisters know I was always the little sister. So I was trouble, not really trouble, but if there was anything going on, it was me, the little guy. Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
So no, I think they'll be amazed, absolutely amazed. I think of my children. What are they going to think? I smile sometimes because when they were growing up, the older ones, I used to tell them, they say, how old are you, Mom? On my birthday, 29. How old are you, Mom? 29. And finally, they figured out, she can't still be 29. So I'm thinking about that now, okay, how old do you say you are? Your new age or your other age?
Well, Dr. Alfredo specifically said you are still your age. So he said you're still, like, I'm 57.
You look great for that. You look great.
It's just, oh, thank you. So, but I've been a health coach. I've been studying nutrition since 2007. And so my inspiration is teaching other people the things to do to help them age in health instead of sickness,
Yes.
And I used to eat McDonald's and Burger King when I was young. And then I started learning about, nutrition. So, but people just don't know what they don't know. And so they just need to relearn from all the dogma and all the habits out there. And that's okay. I hope to be a part of that with QHS. But getting back to what you said about the kids and what everybody's going to say, I mean, I feel like we're just going to lead by example, and everybody's going to go, well, I want to do that. Like I feel like it's just going to be that way. And because we're going to be able to have videos, I mean, part 2 of this video, Jaana, is going to be your new self. And how do you feel? And inspiring people that, to me, this technology is God-given technology.
Yeah.
And this is restoring our bodies to the way we should have aged had we not been messed with. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the quantum field, the quantum realm, is a God consciousness, and that anything in this realm has that God spark that Cynthia refers to. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure you're going to be bold. I mean, if you're a first responder, you're going to be bold and show up, and everybody's just going to be so drawn to you.
It's going to be amazing, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're going to lead by example and be a little pioneer for the UK.
I want to have, take the beds, or take the housing, the HHS, to my family, because if nothing else, that's going to really help them. I have some of my children, adopted or otherwise, who have issues with trying to think, the spectrum and
autism.
Yes. And I would really love to have one of the units in my home. They don't live at home, so just have them come visit and see, because he said it'll happen very quickly. So I'm thinking with kids, how fabulous is that going to be? Because instead of watching them struggle, to see it all dissolved, that's exciting to me.
I am with you on that. My brother is brain injured, and so we are going to put in a HHS in his home and to help. But see, those are, again, all things that were caused by man and not by God, in my opinion.
And me too. Me too.
So we can help with that. Isn't it just an exciting thing?
See, one of my daughters a week ago had her second brain surgery. And today I was talking to her. She sounds really quite good. But to remember how she was, you can see the difference. I can see the difference. And I am just so looking forward to her moving forward now with the HHS system. Well, with all my kids, I want what's best for them. The pharmaceuticals have really done their damage. And some of them are just, give me more. And others are like, stay away. We don't want that stuff. So time will tell.
I have the same situation. So I have 3 boys. One of them went to Berkeley. So he's super left.
Sorry.
Right? I didn't even know. I mean, he was freaking Nancy Pelosi's intern, and I didn't even know who she was. So, I mean, I was just clueless. And anyways, and then so he's the most, and then I have 2 more that each get a little bit better. And so my youngest is jab free. My middle one had the first 2, but my oldest had them all. And so I'm just hoping that we get the EBS so that they realize by somebody other than crazy mom what the reality is, because they just think I'm a kook.
I couldn't even bring the subject up with my sisters. There's no way, because they're very, this is the only way. Government says we got to do it. Oh, this is what we do. Now I have a niece in England who saw the light, and the family would not have her come to Christmas or do things because she's unvaxxed. Now look at how the table's going to turn. when EBS comes out and we can see, and even now we're starting to see how ineffectual those shots were, that they were pure poison. And they're going to have to see that they really wronged her. You know, she had a new baby. No, you don't come to anything with us because we're jabbed and you're not. Yeah. Yeah.
I lost a whole group of friends because of COVID, just because I was like on the opposite side, like you. Like I went to the store every day just to have an outing. I did underground. So because the gym I taught at closed, and I wanted that community. And my friends, my old friends, all much eliminated that group. So whatever, it's okay. I feel like the truth is going to come out one day, and those who want to come back into our lives, you know, I'll do it without judgment. And those that don't, that's okay too, you know?
Yes.
So
I totally agree.
It's going to be a great awakening indeed when we are able to just shine and everybody can see the truth.
And don't you wonder now, I wonder why it's taken so long, because I knew back in like 2012, 13, majorly, something was not right. And just to observe it all going on is just being very interesting, doesn't cover it.
Yeah. COVID was what woke me up, because I didn't know. I was so not aware of any of it. And then I smelled a dirty rat. I'm like, this isn't how you build an immune system. And, you know, so that's what got me learning and going down this whole rabbit trail and this rabbit trail. And so I've learned a lot in the last 3 years, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
So, and I'll never look back. I mean, I'll never, you know, how could you?
Yeah.
So I just would like to bring more people along with me, but hopefully we'll be there soon.
I really believe we will. I think we're going to be given this new life, that we will have that opportunity to do so much.
Yes, we will. And it all begins in just a few weeks. So I cannot wait. Well, listen, Janna, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. You are a delight. And I just appreciate you so much.
And you, very, very sweet doing the interview. You're very encouraging. Thank you.
Thank you, Janna.